Hey, how's it going everyone? Welcome back. So today we've got my 2003 Triumph Daytona 955i and she's well overdue an oil change. So today that's exactly what we're going to do and I thought I'd bring you guys along for the ride. Let's do it. Alright guys, so for this job you're going to need a few tools, you're going to need a few socket wrenches, you're going to need a pair of pliers, you're going to need an oil filter removal tool, an oil drain pan or something equivalent, a funnel. You're also going to need a rear paddock stand, and finally of course some oil and an oil filter. This is a high flow HF191, it fits this bike just fine, and we've got Castrol Power One 10W40 motorcycle oil. This is fully synthetic. You can use part synthetic oil on this bike according to the owner's manual, but fully synthetic is just a little bit better, it performs a little bit better and it lasts a little bit longer. Now in terms of the paddock stand, you don't strictly need one of these. You can use a hydraulic jack and mount it to the underside of the rear shock mounts, but you risk the bike tipping over unless you have someone holding it on the other side. So one of these I think is very, very useful to have. You might just about have enough space to do everything you need without having a stand whatsoever, but still it gives you a little bit of extra room and they're not that expensive, so it's definitely a worthwhile purchase. All right, let's do it. To be honest with you, another useful piece of kit is to have a little bit of cardboard that you can lie underneath the bike just in case there's any oil spillages, but you don't really need that, or gloves for that matter. Now interestingly, this bike uses a dipstick as opposed to a little oil window. So let's open this up. The reason why we're opening this up is when the oil is draining, if it has another hole to breathe from, it makes it a little bit easier for the oil to flow out of the bike. So the oil drain bolt is right here, and you need a 13mm socket. I know, a bit of a weird size socket for this, maybe it's in inches or something like that, I don't know, but then we can just crack it open. Glug, 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 glug. So reaching the oil filter is actually quite awkward. It's right next to the oil drain plug here. It's just there, so I can get a better angle for you. This one here, that's where the oil filter is. Very, very difficult to try and get to by hand, so you're probably going to need an oil filter removal tool to get to it. So close to the exhaust. It's going to be full of oil, this. Oh look, it's another high flow HF191. That's funny. Alright, now we let that drain a bit. Quite a windy day today. One thing you can do to help the flow of the oil is actually to run the bike for a couple of minutes with the old oil in it. That way you get some heat into the oil, makes it a little bit less viscous. Then when you start undoing things, it should flow a little bit more easily, but I don't think it really matters. If you just wait a little bit, then all the oil will drain on its own anyway. Alright, that's been draining for long enough now. And one thing that you will notice is that on the oil drain plug there's a washer here. Now normally I would buy a new one of these, but it looks in pretty good nick, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to flip it over, put it back on the bolt again and reuse it. It's perfectly fine to do and it shouldn't leak, but if you notice any leaks coming from the drain plug, then obviously get a new washer. Now with this one you don't really have to do it too tight at all. There is a torque spec number for it, but to be honest with you, just tight enough is just fine. There, that's enough. Remember, it's a steel bolt going into aluminium, so if you over tighten this, it will just strip out the thread. So you've got to be careful when it comes to tightening things down into an aluminium block, or aluminum block for our American cousins. Alright, so now it's time for the new oil filter. It's got this plastic wrap around it. Make sure you take that off first before you use it. Okay, this is where it's going to get interesting, because somehow I've got to get this filter up into that hole. But, well, first of all, just dip the new filter into some oil. Make sure there's oil around the seal. Gives it a slightly better seal and also makes it a little bit easier taking it off next time around. Alright, let's see if I can get it in there. Oh, there you go. Now, it should be hand tight, but I can only get it finger tight, so I am going to have to use this tool here to tighten it properly. Again, doesn't have to be too tight, so I'm being quite careful with this. Okay, that I think is tight enough. Alright, now it's time to fill it up with some oil. Apparently this bike has about 3.5 to 4 litres of oil. That's how much it takes. So, well, this Castrol here is only 4 litres. We'll see if it's enough. Now, because there's no filler window or oil window on the side of the engine, I don't actually know how much oil is in it. I might just chuck the whole thing in, to be honest. Okay, that's saying it's almost full, but when you run the bike, some oil is going to get round the engine, so it's probably going to need a bit more. So I'm going to do that now quickly. You know what, I'm going to use the whole thing. Even if it's overfilled a little bit, it should be absolutely fine. Alright, and it's raining. Alright, so now it's time for us to start the bike up for the very first time. What we're looking for here is for this oil light to go out. You'll see that it's red at the moment, we want that to go out. Here we go. It's out straight away. Yeah. It came on for a little bit, then it went out again. Now let the bike run for a bit, and we'll check for any leaks. Feels dry. I think we're good. So we'll just bring it up to temperature, let it cool down, and then we'll check the oil level one last time. So actually, whilst we're waiting, we might as well put the old oil into this can. I'm curious now to see how much oil is actually in here. There's a little measurer on the side of the oil bottle, so we'll see how much oil is actually in here, and then we'll know if we put in too much or too little. To be honest with you, I think 4 litres will be absolutely fine. If anything, we haven't put enough in, so this will be interesting. Right, let's turn the bike off and we'll let the oil drain. There you go, so there's just under 3 litres in there, so we've probably filled it up about enough. Remember, there's still probably some oil in the oil cooler, the oil radiator, and parts of the engine as well. So you know, you're never going to get all of the old oil out of the bike, but yeah, that's most of it. A little bit too much oil isn't a problem for the bike. Don't worry about it. All right, let's check the dipstick. Let's see how much oil we have in this puppy. Okay, yeah, we're full of oil, which is good. It's just over this little top line here. In fact, actually, it's just on the top line, to be honest with you. So yeah, we've got the perfect amount of oil in the Daytona. Alright everyone, well there you have it. I hope that this tutorial has helped you out here today. It's finally stopped raining. But yeah, everything's looking okay with the Daytona. So if this video has helped you out, then don't forget to leave that like, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell down there so you don't miss any more maintenance videos from us. But thanks again, everyone. You take care, ride safe. We'll catch you all in the next video. Have a good one.